Hey, what's going on? Alex Winningham coming to you live for it's either 6 or 7. What's today? Monday? It's got to be probably day 6 or 7 of 14-day challenge. And, um, I've been thinking about like a couple of things during this 14-day challenge is that there's people that know me here on Facebook that watch, and there's people that, have no idea who I am. So I'm curious what you think too. Like if I introduce myself and then say, my name's Alex Winningham, here on Facebook, coming to you live. I always say that, but you guys kind of know that like I'm coming to you live because we're like on live. So wondering if then saying like, I don't know, I probably shouldn't, you know what, according to probably like strategic marketing, I probably even shouldn't be having this conversation out loud with you, but you know what, it is what it is. Because if you're watching this, you probably watch other ones, or you're going to watch future ones. So it matters to me. Like, does this make sense? Or am I going crazy? So I'm a single mom, 10-year-old son here in Colorado. I'm a super duper health and wellness advocate for natural solutions through essential oils and medicinal grade supplements. And I am really big on mental health awareness. And what else? That's enough. That's enough. Got to be kidding me. Okay, there we go. Where you feel like there's no point in doing anything. You wake up, you start your day, you're telling yourself it's going to be a great day, and then the day goes on and you think this is not turning out to be a great day, and you could feel your energy just going down. You can feel the desire to fast slowly just goes away. So I want to talk to you about 5 ways to treat depression naturally. And maybe you don't have clinical diagnosed depression. Maybe you have situational depression where you just feel like, well, why aren't I just happy? Why aren't I, why is my energy just going away? And, and the reason I can talk about this is because this happens to me every now and again. 2 years ago, I decided to stop using any forms of THC or drinking at all. So it's been almost 2 years of living a clean and sober lifestyle. So there's just days where, I wish that I could have a glass of wine, or I wish I could, smoke some weed or take a gummy or whatever, being a single mom and working from home full time with COVID, it can be hard. So I am doing the 14-day challenge, and I'm like, okay, well, what did I go through today? Well, I went through depression. Like it happened. It was a case, you call it a case of the Mondays, a case of the blues, whatever you want to call it. So I thought, well, there's only so much that we can do to get ourselves out of a funk. But I think with this pandemic, we can get out of a funk a little bit quicker because we're not as busy chasing things and doing things to keep us avoiding what we need to do to get back on track. So I looked up some ways to naturally treat depression on WebMD. And this can be for teenagers, this can be for young adults, middle-aged adults, older adults, and even kids. And one of my biggest passions is preventing teen suicide, because when I was a teenager, I attempted suicide a couple times, went in and out of group homes, and I just didn't really feel like there was a lot of life to live. And nowadays, I don't have those thoughts, not nearly as severely or at all, but it still is an area of life that, we're always, trying to move past and try to, have kick-ass days every single day. So I think a couple of ways that we can do this. I'm just going to name 5 of them. I have a list of 10. If you're looking for some natural solutions, you're welcome to reach out to me individually on private message, and I'll get this information to you. So first one that they talk about is getting into a routine. So it says if you're depressed, you need a routine. And because depression can strip away the structure from your life, one day melts into the next. So setting a gentle daily schedule can help you get back on track. And I really like that. And if you agree with that, or you've tried any of that, love to hear your thoughts on that. And then it says to set goals. So number 2, set goals when you're depressed. You may feel like you can't accomplish anything, and that makes you feel worse about yourself. So to push back, set daily goal for yourself. And you could start super duper small. I remember When I first got into recovery, I had asked one of my my sponsor at the time, I asked her, like, you know, what do I do? And I feel like I'm just going crazy and I'm not accomplishing anything. And she said, well, you know, her sponsor always asked her, like, well, are your dishes done? So I've kind of gone back to that. Like, okay, if I don't feel like I can get like I'm not getting anywhere and I'm sitting in front of the computer or I'm sitting in front of my phone or I'm scrolling through Facebook and nothing's helping, the least I can do is get my dishes done. So that's something small and something that you can succeed at. Even if you do the dishes every other day, that's something, right? Just clean your kitchen, or if there's an area in the house that you do enjoy cleaning, go do that. So that's number 2. Okay, so we have number 1, get in a routine, and number 2, set small goals that you can accomplish. All right, and then there's a couple more on here that I'm gonna bypass because I talk about them quite often, like getting enough water and doing other things. So so number 3 that I found super interesting was taking on responsibilities. So if you're feeling depressed or getting the blues, you might feel like pulling back from life and giving up on your responsibilities at home and at work. So it really, WebMD says don't. Staying involved and having daily responsibilities can help you maintain a lifestyle that can help counter depression, and they ground you and give you a sense of accomplishment. So if you're not up to getting a full-time job or going to school full-time, it's totally okay. You can think about doing part-time, or you can also think about volunteering. So this brings me to number 7, or sorry, not number 7, but number 4. So we have so taking on responsibilities, and it's kind of a hybrid into that one. You might consider volunteering your time. See how you can give back to someone else, and just check in with other people. And so that's number 4. So volunteering, giving back to others, even if you don't feel like you have anything to give back, like time, or like, why would anybody want me to volunteer? You'd be surprised that someone might just need your help. So reach out. And then also so number 5 that I found really cool was just do something new. So when you're depressed, you're in a rut, right? You're stuck, you're in a rut, you can't put your finger on it, which is why it's so hard. So push yourself to do something different. Maybe you could, well, not right now, you can't like go to the museum or just walk around the zoo, or maybe it's going to a thrift store and buying a bike and taking up biking. I've seen so many people taking up biking this summer. In fact, Travis is my son, he's my 10-year-old. It's been a little hard not having daycare open, or not daycare, but like a kids program for the summer open. And so we're here a lot at the house, and we do still practice, social distancing and just being cautious. And, so we bought the other day, we went up to, we just drove up to the mountains. We just left. And I talked about this on a live the other day. And you know what we did, you guys? You know what we did? We bought a annual state park pass, and it was amazing. And it's just amazing to have it. And I'm like, this is great. Like, we have like a goal, right? We're just all we have to do is drive, and we can go look at a beautiful state park, like whether we get out and hike or not, because my son's not a big hiker, but whether we get out or not, like even just to drive around and get some fresh air and take the dogs with us and just get out of town. I mean, it's just, we're really excited. So it's giving us something new to look forward to, and just try to have fun. Try to find things that make you have fun. So that's kind of a hybrid. So just to recap real quick, so again, we're talking about, I'm talking just about 5 natural depression treatments according to WebMD. And if you want all 10, then just private message me. I'll be happy to get all 10 to you. But I'm just going to do a quick recap because I'm about to run out of time here. Got stuff we got to do with kiddo. So get into a routine. Again, depression can make it feel like everything's melting together and one day is going into the next. So setting a gentle daily schedule can help you get back on track. Number 2, set goals. When you're depressed, you may feel like you can't accomplish anything. And that makes you feel worse about yourself. So just to push back, set daily goals for yourself, even if it's something as small as doing the dishes. And then we have number 3, which is take on responsibilities. So when you're depressed or you're feeling like, kind of blue, you may want to pull back from life and give up on your responsibilities at home and work. So just don't do that. Just take on little responsibilities to give you a sense of accomplishment. It looks like I'm doing like the Girl Scouts honor here. I will take on responsibilities. So take on responsibilities. And number 4, you might consider this is so cheesy, and I kind of mentioned this, but volunteer is not cheesy, but having gratitude, seeing if there's, I don't know why I'm like keeping track here. So just go with it. So just volunteering, have gratitude, reach out to someone who may need your help. I mean, that can even be tough because we have so much in America, and Travis and I have it pretty good. We have good income, we have good family, we have good health, and great relationships. And so sometimes when I'm feeling down, I can feel like, why? Then I get guilty that I'm even feeling down because we're so lucky, like we're just, my kid and I are just really lucky. We have good people. So sometimes I can be like, why do I feel this way? Like, and then it gets even worse. So I don't know if I have a tip for that, but if you do, feel free to comment, because that is something I struggle with, not all the time, but sometimes, like, why am I feeling this way? Everything's fine. And so then I like downplay how I feel. So anyways, going on a tangent there, about to wrap it up. So that's number 4, volunteer, gratitude. And then number 5 is to do something new. So when we challenge ourselves, this is by Dr. Cook on who wrote this article. When we challenge ourselves to do something different, there are chemical changes in the brain, and trying something new alters the level of the brain chemical dopamine, which is associated with pleasure, enjoyment, and learning. So try something new. Hence why I'm doing this 14-day challenge. It's something, I mean, I've done it once before, but it's a new way. It's something new in my life right now to help me add value to your life and to communicate with you. We can't meet in person. I'm not going to schools and speaking about mental health. I'm not going to community groups to talk about it. So this is my way of doing that. And so what's something new that you can try that would help spark something? Maybe it's like going on a daily walk. So anyways, I'm out of time. That's all I have time for today, but just hopefully this lifts you up. And again, if you want access to more tips on how to treat depression naturally, I'm happy to help. So thanks so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.